Hello, Raising Vibrations community and my Aries friends. Welcome to your forecast and sun sign analysis for December. This is something that I'm really excited to be doing this month, so I really hope that you enjoy what I'm going to be sharing with you today. So the first thing that I do want to talk about for everybody is what December means for us on a collective level. I feel that December in itself is going to play out in a very weird way, okay? Very differently to the rest of 2016. Now, 2016 in itself has really been an odd experience, but I feel that December is really going to be the month that creates almost an amplification of all of the other months that we've experienced. So it's going to be really, really bizarre and odd. And I do feel that there's going to be a lot of tension and a lot of changes that will take place for us, a lot of liberation as well. So, you know, for you, if we just jump onto your astrology for this month, okay, what you're looking at right now is the astrology for the 5th of December, and that's when I've recorded these. So you can see that your chart for December, for you Aries particularly, a lot of the energy is in the social sphere, and a lot of the energy is transitioning into or from social more to culmination, okay? The chart is social spheres, the 10th house, the 9th house of the astrological chart, 8th, etc. And all your symbols are predominantly in this social sphere transitioning into culmination. And culmination is represented through Pisces, right? Now, for you, as a sort of soul that's got the sun sign in Aries, Neptune's placement in the 12th house in Pisces, the South Node in Pisces, Chiron being in Pisces, reflects a very, very deep surrender process of an identity, a way of being that the Aries archetype has manifested itself in the past, okay? So you would have noticed, at least since 2012, that your energies have been ending and new exciting experiences, new adventures have been coming away, right? And you've grown immensely over the last three or 4 years. And that is, of course, also got to do with Uranus being in your first house of your astrological charts, okay? So you've got Uranus in your first house really amplifying this, this acceleration of who you are and what you represent. And the South Node, and in particular Pisces, Neptune and Pisces, is revealing to you the culmination of how you have been in the past, right? What has been the definitions of Aries? How has Aries been represented? Now, the archetype itself doesn't actually, mutate in a way that we think it does. So Aries is still very much about new direction and acting in a way in which we respond to our reality through an impulse. It's just that as you are an Aries sun sign, your kind of story is evolving on an ego level, okay? And when we look at the current constellation right now, again, Pluto's in Capricorn, and he has been squaring the Uranus symbolism there as well. So there's been a lot of that breaking down and redirection. Okay, so that's the kind of context of the outer planets. Now, if we look at the planets today, right, Jupiter has been transiting in Libra for quite some time, since August, September, August. And that Jupiter in the 7th house of your astrological chart has also been making a huge opposition to Uranus. So you've definitely been feeling, how is your self-identity in the world being birthed into this experience? How is this new identity being brought into society? How are you finding your new footing and path, as it were, in the current energies and societal structure, right? So there's a lot of this integration that you guys are going through at this point in time. And because Jupiter's also in Libra as an energy type, it's also naturally pulling you to become aware of your polarity as an Aries sign, which of course is balance. So you're learning how to also integrate yourself into society as Jupiter transits over this year, but you're learning how to do it through recognizing other people's Aries in themselves. Okay, so it's about this balancing act of, this is my desires, that's your desires. How do we find equilibrium in the process? Okay, so it's really, and this is of course going to go up until next year, August as well. So a lot of the symbolism will be helping you integrate this new sense of identity into the world by understanding others. Now, if we look at more closer personal planets, for instance, like Saturn, that's transiting in your 9th house of your astrological chart, the context of this ego identification is, what are your core philosophies? Like, what are your truths? So, of course, the belief system or cosmology or ideals or, perspective that you choose to use as a human being gets influenced immensely by what your emotional growth is about, right? So Saturn represents emotional growth, and Saturn in the 9th house of the astrological chart, where you can see the sun is, right? So at the moment, the sun for the month of December is transiting through Sagittarius for you. So of course, this is going to be highlighted for you a lot, okay? And I would say, what's today's date? The 5th. So by the 9th, you'll get a really, really close sense around what the Saturn conjunct or the Saturn cycle is for you, okay? So the 9th, like I said, 9th, 10th of December, I would say would be a close day to watch what, like, the hypersensitivity around your belief systems, right? Really, really getting in touch with what is your perspective and how does that fit in with the greater overall social perspective of your life and where your new direction is being brought to. Remember, you are new ego, new identity that's coming into the world. Now, if we have a look over here, we've got Mercury, and Mercury will be transiting through Capricorn for the whole of this month. In fact, as we can see over here, Mercury on the 19th of December, right? Mercury turns retrograde, right? So Mercury will be retrograde in Capricorn for most of December, of course, as well, probably towards the end, and it will transit back into Sagittarius. So it's going to be floating around your 9th and 10th house of your astrological chart, meaning again that a lot of the focus for you this month is, what is your cosmology? What is the truth that you as a human being, as an Aries soul, chooses to incarnate, right? What is the philosophy? How do you validate yourself in your life? And a lot of the time, this can be around your cultural belief systems. It can be around your perspective of what you think the truth is, etc. And just generally, what is the most natural way for you to actually live? So what is natural for you, okay? I would say that that would probably be the best description of this. What is your natural state of awareness, and how does that begin to be integrated in terms of this new identity that's arising for you? Okay, so Venus will also transit into Aquarius. Mars has been there for quite some time. Mars will, on the 19th, where is it over here? On the 19th December, Mars will also enter Pisces. So again, you can actually see a lot of synchronicities. Venus moves into Aquarius, which is, let's detach, let's objectify, and let's look at ourselves from a different perspective, right? Mars goes into Pisces, connects with the South Node, connects with Neptune, and Saturn, the Sun, and Mercury are all playing this kind of game of, what is your belief systems? How can you objectify them, with Venus being in there? And Mars, how do you let go of what no longer works for you? You see it? So a lot of this experience of social integration into culmination is very much about what December will bring to you, right? And by the end of December, you'll know deeply within yourself around, what is the direction that essentially is going to be culminating for you. What is this new sense of meaning and purpose? So just to quickly go through some of the dates here. On the 1st of December, Chiron is direct. Now this is recorded on the 5th. So Chiron is now officially direct. I will be doing a live stream video within the next couple of days to talk about Chiron Direct. And you can make sure to look at YouTube, or I advertise that on Facebook as well, where I'm going to be talking a lot about the nature of Chiron Direct and also in Pisces. So don't forget to check that out, because there's a lot of stuff here that will be giving you a lot of information about what this symbolism means for you. Okay, not only is it in your 12th house, a lot of this is going to be healing your psyche. Okay. On the 2nd, which we've already had, Mercury enters Capricorn. As we know, we can see it there. And of course, on the 19th, Mercury will be in Capricorn and then begin to retrograde. So we've got a retrograde month this time around. And whenever we deal with Mercury retrograde, we look at things that are coming up that we haven't paid attention to, that give us an opportunity to review, and then that review becomes our ability to integrate more awareness that has not had the opportunity to be integrated. Okay. So on the 7th, which is in 2 days' time, Venus enters Aquarius again. That's going to be the same point that the presidential elections was revealed through Donald Trump, and Mars was there at that 0 degrees. So I'm interested to see what happens with Venus entering Aquarius for us. Now on the 13th of December, the full moon, 22 degrees Gemini, and that will exist here in your 3rd house. So again, this axis will be highlighted for you. The full moon, I suspect, at 22 degrees will be just over there. So you would have received a lot of information around the Saturn stuff for you. So pay attention to the next couple of days. And the full moon will reveal to you a sense of the meaning of what your cosmology, what truth do you have that is either limiting you or giving you more expansion. So we spoke about Mars and Pisces. And on the 21st of December, the Sun enters Capricorn, which will be there. So that's 21st of December, we get the point in which the Sun will begin to make its connection to Pluto. Okay, it's going to be crossing over Mercury, which will obviously be highlighting a lot of the full moon and Gemini stuff, because remember, Gemini and Mercury are the same symbolism. Okay. So Sun enters Capricorn, and we'll begin to deal with a lot more of the energy that is Capricorn orientated. So you, again, there's going to be a lot of limitation. You're going to find yourself, a lot of things need to slow down for you. There's going to be a very reflective end of the month for you as well, which will obviously become more closer into contact, because the Sun will transit more into Capricorn and eventually hit Pluto roughly around the 5th or 6th of January, and I hope to be able to do a forecast for us then. So on the 24th, Christmas Day, or Christmas Eve, should I say, Uranus and Saturn trine again, which is an amazing experience. They are actually in a trine at the moment. So what I'm saying to you here is that part of your story of emotional re-identification will come through awakenings within yourself. And those awakenings will be literally, what is this new philosophy that I choose? Now, finally, on the 26th of December, 2016, all right, Jupiter's going to oppose Uranus, which of course is going to bring into focus intensely where we feel limited in our relationships, where we feel the need to individuate ourselves, where do we feel like our natural truth is not being represented. So again, this is a big part of the story for you as well. Okay. And then on the 28th of December, we've got Saturn square Chiron, and this is going to be a really, really tough thing for me and for everybody, I think, because when Saturn squares, Saturn at the moment is actually squaring Chiron, but this Saturn square Chiron will be exact, and it will just be amplifying the intensity of where our relationship to the trauma lies within ourselves, right? The Saturn square Chiron is like, this is how we are not seeing ourselves as holistic beings. We're just separated. And because of that separation, we see the trauma reflected in each other. Now, this is positive because you'll see this probably play out a lot more in the unconscious world, whereas in conscious world, you'll see a lot more people coming closer together as they realize their true star tribe, as it were. So yeah. All right, everyone. That's the sun sign forecast for Aries. And for you, my final words to you is make sure that you're paying a lot of attention to the philosophy and belief systems that you have, what emotional attachments you have to them. Allow yourself to be objectified through this month. Step back and just watch how your actions reflect your inner space, and ask yourself, where is it that I'm becoming more in alignment with myself? Those are the questions for you, okay? Fantastic. All right, guys, you can support the work by going onto my website and checking out one of the services that I do offer, like readings, solar returns, MP4s, and you can also even study astrology with me as well. So that's all on the website, and in the description below is the website link. All right, have a fantastic day. Take care. Bye-bye.